So, this might be a controversial take, but
Han Meditation.
Hello guys, I am Han. This is Kelly.
Hi everyone.
We are Han Meditations. We're back with another interesting video. So, this is a video called We Are Created in Pairs. So, this is from the Rational Believer. We're going to listen to this video. We're going to see what exactly they have to say. And then, of course, we're going to give our opinion on the topic at hand. So I have a good feeling about this video. I really think it's going to be very interesting. So find somewhere comfortable to sit and watch, and let's get into it together.
So he created you in binaries. And he created the animals in binaries. And this is again reiterated in Surah Yasin. Subhanalladhi khalaqa al-azwaja kullaha mimma tunbit al-ard wa min anfusihim wa mimma la ya'lamun. So he created everything in binaries. So who's a non-binary? Laysa kamithlihi shay. So isn't it interesting that people want to be called non-binary? In other words, they want to be called God. You can't be a non-binary. Allah made you in a binary condition, and you can't get out of that, no matter how hard you try. You cannot get out of that. You're either a male or a female, or you're a mushkil. There are people in the world that feel they're in the wrong body, which is an immense tribulation. These people are very marginalized in Muslim societies, but Muslims are actually quite tolerant of them. Even in Mauritania, they have these people. So these are like mushkil people. But my point being is that Allah is telling us here that we created you, Allah created us in binaries. You cannot say you're a non-binary if you're a Muslim. You can't say that. It's not acceptable as a Muslim. Now people are going to say, who are you to tell me what's acceptable as a Muslim? Well, I mean, okay, then we just give up religion. It doesn't mean anything. If religion is only what anybody says it is, then what is the religion? It doesn't mean anything. So now you're in pure relativism. And I personally, as somebody that's in a tradition that was inherited and transmitted and handed down, and I'm just a steward. I'm a lousy steward compared to the people that went before. I'll be the first to admit that. But this is what we have. This is what I was given. My shuyukh taught me, and then I'm supposed to teach other people, and then inshallah, it's a great honor to be a link in a chain, but that's all you are. And if you're a weak link, that's tragic for you. But my point is, there is a normative Islam. You can't just make up the religion and say what you think it is or what you want it to be, because it's called Islam, which means submission. It's not called whatever I want. That's not the name of the religion. It's called Islam. What are you submitting to if you decide what it is? What are you submitting to? I mean, that's a question for people to ask themselves. What are you submitting to?
So, this might be a controversial take, but I do agree with the video, because one of the things that you really have to think about whenever you're talking about it is why you came to this planet. And, you are created by God. You came to this planet to experience, being a male or a female, which is, totally fine, whatever you are. But I do believe that, non-binary truly doesn't exist. You are a man or you are a woman. There are people that have, both parts. There are people that, believe that they're in the wrong body, and, as well too. And I truly believe that if you believe that you can work on that, and it's something mental, and you just have to get comfortable with yourself and grow into yourself, whether you're a man or a woman, and you can definitely solve that issue, because I don't want anyone to feel like they're in the wrong body or in the wrong, place, because I always believe I am where I need to be. And I believe that that's the best mental state to be in and think. I am where I need to be. I am who I need to be. Now, what I want to be, bigger, stronger, if I could make myself this or that, yeah, sure, but this is how God created me. So God created me to look like this. And I believe that, I'm perfect the way I am. And even if there's little things that you want to nitpick about yourself, everyone has different things. Hey, I like this part about myself. I like that part about myself. I don't like this. I don't like that. And you can change yourself within reason to a healthy degree. But there are a lot of people that do have body dysmorphia, whether they are, even like athletes, if you're a bodybuilder, it's never enough for certain people. They alter things about themselves. Women a lot too. They get the lips, they get the injections, they get all of this stuff. And, Kelly's never gotten any of that done. She's never got lip injections. She's never got stuff done to her face, Botox, nothing like that. She's naturally a beautiful woman. And that's the kind of thing that I like. And we like that natural state because we truly feel and believe in our hearts that the way that God made you is the way that you are right now. And if you feel like you're in the wrong body or the wrong person, I truly believe that that is a challenge that God gave you so that you can work on and conquer and get through and get over.
Yeah, exactly. And, I've been thinking a lot lately about Islam and just life in general. Because, as we contemplate doing our shahada and when we're going to be doing that and things. And I really just think lately about how there is so much forgiveness for sin in Islam. And I think that's really wonderful. And I think basically is what it's saying is that, this is the rule. Like, essentially, this is what we want to aim for. And we kind of have to have these things in place, whatever you want to call it, like in religion, these rules, these standards, you could say, right? So in a perfect world, this is what we want to aim for. We're perfect. We never fall victim to sin. We're always on the right path. We're always happy. We're always treating people right, always doing the right thing, right? But we need to have that in place as something to aim for because otherwise anything goes, right? So as long as we basically come in this life, God knows we're going to mess up. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to sin. And that's part of the experience, right? Because why would there be forgiveness for it? So much forgiveness for it, And so it basically all means that, okay, this is the standard that we want to aim for as much as we can. Are we going to meet it every day? No. Are we going to be there every season of our life? No. But as long as we know that that's what we're aiming for, yeah, mistakes and little things and whatever is going to come up along the way. But as long as we know that that is not the standard we want to be living at, and this is, and we are constantly aiming for that, we are constantly reflecting that, okay, I did that happened, but I do want to get better. And as long as we're doing that, we really do have our ticket to Jannah at the end of this life, right? Because there's a lot we're faced with, there's a lot we're bombarded with. And I think it's really, really interesting because, of course, we're born as a man, a woman, and of course there's circumstances where, maybe genetically you're not necessarily one or the other. And then there's this concept of feminine energy and masculine energy. And to me, that is just more of an energy thing. And everybody is kind of on a spectrum of it. Regardless of being a man or woman, right? So you can meet men who are a little more feminine. You can meet women who are a little more masculine. And that is all fine and dandy. And I truly believe that God knows exactly the time we're going to be born, where we're going to be born, what our life's going to be, our parents, etc. So, of course, any challenges and feelings we have inside is already known as well. And when we come into this life, whatever we're faced with, even these feelings, we just can't run with our feelings. We have to remember the standard of life and think, how can I find happiness by sticking to the structure as much as I can, regardless of the factors that are in my life? So meaning, this is my challenge, this is how I feel, but I'm going to learn to find inner peace and happiness with what God gave me anyway, as in what my body is, as in what my life is, as in what my circumstances are, where I was born, my home, everything, right? So that's just kind of how I see it.
Yeah, that was actually very well thought out and explained, Kelly. And, you know, we just, you know, first and foremost, of course, we have love for everybody.
Of course.
And the most important thing is to get close to God. So thank you guys for watching our video, liking, subscribing, sharing the video, commenting. And, you know, just even if you donate $1 or whatever, we'd appreciate
really
it, guys.
appreciate that,
Seriously.
everyone.
We put a lot of work into our videos and content. So we love you guys so much. And we'll see you in the next video.